Well, I decided to till up a small area with my little trusty Sun Joe here, the little electric tiller. And what I'm going to do is I tilled up this area right here. And what I plan on doing is planting some radishes here, because the other radishes are just about ready to be picked, and I'm going to ferment some of them. And so, what I do is I have this single purple radishes from True Leaf Market, and I'm going to plant some of these so I have more radishes, because the other radishes I'm going to pick like half of them tomorrow. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and ferment them. Now I'm just going to go all the way along the row here, and I think I can get about 3 rows in here for radishes. And I like radishes because they actually break up the soil, and that's a good thing, because it keeps the soil from getting hard, breaks up the soil. I'm going to take my gloves off for this operation, because I don't like to touch seeds unless I can actually physically touch them, because it's easier to actually distribute them. And the soil around here is pretty good on the side of the house, so no big deal. There we go. Gloves gone. Gloves are off, people. Gloves are off. Let's see what we got here. Now, I'm going to let some of these single purple radishes go to seed, so I don't have to buy any more this year. But I do use these for a lot of sprouting, so just toss them in like about an inch apart. They're going to, some radishes get deep, some just make little, like a golf ball, like some of the ones I get out of the garden here, and I'll show you that in a minute when I get these planted. Of course, I'm going to soak these real good. I always soak these real good, so I don't pre-soak my seeds in a thing. I just don't believe in doing that. It works for some stuff, but I really am not a big fan of it. Unless you're talking, even beans, I put beans in the ground without soaking them, and they come up just fine. The key is to actually water them really good before you actually, after you plant them. Make sure the ground is really wet. Give it a good soaking always. And I'll just sort of twist these out of my fingers. I can kind of look at them, see what I'm doing here. Going the other way. So fermenting, you use kosher salt and then whatever spices you want to use. I'll put the recipe in the thing what I'm going to do. You can just follow the basic instructions for it, or you can just go ahead and make your own concoction. But I'm going to sneak more radishes in. And now, if you have limited garden space, any space you want to grab at would be the best idea. The reason why I'm actually planting these right here next to other garden items is because the simple fact is that I want to be able to use every space I can. And when I water, since this is a desert steppe area, which means basically a desert, grass desert, out in the middle of nowhere, I basically get about 17 to 18 inches of rain a year. So I don't get a lot of rain. You can hear the chickens out there. They're just having fun. Yeah, I kind of skipped over a few things here, and it doesn't matter if you overseed because you can pull the green ones. The chickens love them. I think I just killed a corn plant. The chickens love whatever you throw in there to eat. So even if I go out to the garden and weed, they come right up to the fence in their little cage and they start asking for food. And that's fun. Now I'm going to grow these because radishes grow within, depending on which brand you get, variety, I should say. They grow anywhere from 4 to 5 weeks to full maturity. And if I was to pull one out of the garden over here that I already have going on, that'll be a different segment. I'll put it probably in the whole thing here, do one video at a time, compile it all, because I know it could be a little long, but there we go. Now, I've just tilled this up. There's a lot of grass here still in the mix. I don't care, because Yeah, I expect weeds, but these grow so fast. It's probably, these radishes grow back, just grow as fast as the grass grows back. So what I got to lose, right? At least I know what they look like. Let me pull one of the radishes. They're a different variety. They're purple plums. And I'm going to pull one and show you one of these. And just how big they are actually getting. In white, I need to thin them out again. Okay, so I pulled one of the purple plums that I have. And I think, let me make sure you can see this. Yeah, it's kind of whatever. So there you go. That's a purple plum. Now I'm gonna let some of these go to seed along with some of the single purple radishes that I'm planting here, because I don't want to buy more seeds. I want to just produce my own seeds. In fact, for instance, I want you to see this. These are off the parsnips that have been growing out on the side of the house. This is not even 1/10 of the seeds I can collect from that plant. So when they get ready and dry, I actually just pinch them off, put them right in the bag. There you go. The seeds are dry. I've got enough to plant fields of radishes with this. Parsnips with this. So that's part of what I'm going to do over here in the corner over here. And we'll do a little garden tour, if I can see everything. So, corn's doing pretty good. It's probably not the best side to be at. The cucumbers come along and starting to blossom now. They're not dying like they were before. You can see the chickens here. Say hello, girls. Say hello. Anyway, these are the radishes right here that I just picked. You can see there's another big one right here. You can see how size that is. It's like the size of a damn golf ball or bigger. And they're lining up because they think I'm going to pick some weeds out, and I'll grab them some like morning glories that grow wild here, and they'll think they just love those. But some of these radishes I'm going to let go to seed before I pick them. So I'm going to thin them out a little bit more. And you can see the carrots are doing, relatively great. They're at the point now where they'll mature, and I'll probably be digging them out of the ground about 30 to 40 days. I did plant another succession planting of carrots over by the squash. But the beets are about ready to get thinned right here. And I'm about ready to thin them out and get some greens out of them, some small baby beets to cook with. And you can see they just follow me around. There they are. They come wherever I go, they follow me because they know I give them food. These are my tomatoes out here on the corner patch. The ones inside the greenhouse are doing great. They're starting to put on fruit. And then the sunflowers are getting there, starting to provide shade. They're just about ready to start putting the flower on, so I figure they'll get about a foot taller or so before they actually start working. Now, this is the sassafras right here. And I'm sorry about the camera angle. The sassafras right here, now you can tell the difference between it and grass, can't you? Okay, so if I was to look for grass, this is a piece of grass, okay? This is sassafras right here that I'm growing for the root vegetable. I'm gonna let them grow all the way. They should be doing fine later on. So I gotta do some weeding over here, and that's why they get excited, because I'll pull up morning glory like this. See the morning glory right here? I'll pull that out. They really love that. They'll come over and they know that I'm gonna put something through the fence for them to chew on. So if you take a look at this, watch what they do. They're just going nuts over there, right? Good thing I'm wearing my gloves too, because they've been pecking me a little bit. They love the leaves, so even if I'm weeding, I'm feeding my chickens. That's a good way to go. Got more corn over here on the other side of the cage. Now these green beans are starting to put out, starting to climb and everything. And I really got a lot of weeding to do between the leeks and the spinach. And I want to show you something else too. The spinach is bolting, okay? So when it starts to bolt, I'm just going to snap off the top of it, the flower, and try to keep it from bolting on me. I'm going to do quite a few of those. I need to get over here and do that today, tomorrow. So I won't bore you in the video by doing that because I want to keep it from bolting, so keep growing. At least I keep it growing. If I let it bolt, it'll go to seed. You won't get any more leaves off of it. And I also planted right here on 2 rows, successive rows of more spinach, 1 and 2. So you plant that stuff now in July because you want to be able to harvest it within August, early September, or even sooner than that. And squash is doing fine. See if I can get on the other side of this shadow here. I know I live in the northwest, so sun goes down quickly over here. And you can see I'm starting to get some, if you can see that, I'm starting to get some baby zucchini now, right here. This thing will be ready to eat within a couple days. It'll just grow that fast. These are the blue Hubbards, and you can see they're starting to put on now, right here. Right here, they're starting to put on flowers, and that's going to produce a fruit, because that's a female right here. The ones that have no bulge on them, like this right here, those are males, and they usually come on really strong to beginning with, because they want to attract the insects to come there and have a memory to actually pollinate these, your female. So, you know, squash is mostly male and female, so if you're growing them inside, what you do is you rip off, when the male flowers open up, you rip off the outside leaves, you take that stem and rub it inside these females when they actually start to open up and bloom. That's how you pollinate it. So, as far as that goes, we'll go look at the potatoes in a minute.